In this video, I want to talk about the 4 stages of recovery or healing, because I think there's a little bit of confusion out there which can lead to some frustration. So what you should expect when you're in physical therapy and you're recovering from any sort of injury or surgery or trying to get better and getting back to activities in life. So the first stage that we usually see when somebody comes in is we're working on pain reduction. So whatever that pain is, maybe it's in the knee after a surgery or shoulder after a fall or something like that. Most people that come into us, we're trying to reduce their pain somehow. So immediately that first visit, we start working on that. We start reducing the pain, doing some things in the clinic, and teaching you things to do at home that you can do to make sure your pain starts going down. Now, slowly as the pain starts going down, we slowly start to transition into the next phase, which is restore range of motion. So maybe you fell and injured your shoulder, or maybe you're coming in after a knee replacement surgery, and we tried to decrease your pain, and we immediately start working on range of motion. A lot of times pain reduction and range of motion go hand in hand, because we know that moving the joint is actually going to make it feel better. A little bit counterintuitive to a lot of people, because a lot of people, it hurts when you move, but we know that as we move slowly and gently throughout that range of motion that's tolerable, slowly we'll get more motion and the pain will reduce. So we work on pain reduction and restoration of range of motion usually hand in hand. So phases 1 and 2 go really close together, and most of the time we're working on them at the same time. The third phase is maximizing your strength return. So again, after an injury or a surgery, a lot of times there's a reduction in strength, and so we start working on that as soon as we can, or as soon as the surgeon lets us. And maybe that's just being able to raise your arm up so high so that you can start to put on a shirt, or reach across the table to get that glass of water, things like that. So we start working on strength just as soon as we can, in conjunction with decreasing the pain and restoring the range of motion. We don't want to jump into strength too soon when it's not appropriate, because sometimes we jump into strength too soon, and that leads us back into number 1, where we've caused more pain and we end up just starting over again. Okay, so the last phase, the 4th phase, is something that often gets skipped, and what we see, people get through phases 1 and 2, and they think, oh, I'm good, I can get the strength on my own, and 4th phase, returning to activities, I can do that on my own, and I'll get back. But what sometimes we see, and the reason I'm doing this video is because just ran into somebody at the grocery store that I saw about 6 months ago, and she went through pain reduction. We got her motion back, and then she kind of felt like she was about 80% and could get the rest on her own, and so she discharged. And what I found out was she returned to activities too soon. She wasn't strong enough and she wasn't ready. So she told me she went for a jog and it just started all over again because she wasn't ready. So we want to make sure that we get all the way through this fourth phase of recovery when you're coming to physical therapy at Rock Run. So decrease the pain, get the motion back, get you strong enough to return to activities, and then start incorporating some of those activities. So maybe it's as simple as just reaching up into the cupboard so that you can reach that glass of water. Or maybe you do like to run and it's getting back to running. And so oftentimes what we like to do is get you through these first 3 phases, and then have you try some of those activities that you like or need to do at home, and then report back to us, and we can finish up the therapy from there. Is there any other issues that we need to address based on your response from those activities? So don't forget the 4th phase It's often where we start to see people fall off is between phase 2 and 3, and then you can run into a lot of trouble trying to get to that 4th phase on your own. And we want to be there helping you to make sure that that doesn't happen and that you don't have to restart the process all over again because you got back too soon. So if you have questions or comments about this video or any of the 4 phases of recovery, don't hesitate to shoot me an email or give us a call here at Rock Run. Again, my email is brandon@rockrunpt.com, or just check on the website for our phone numbers.